Hello, welcome to the Mayor's Press Conference for Tuesday, May 25th. Just want to take some time and update the community on some topics in case they don't have time to tune in to our city council meetings. It's always a good time to catch up and update you on some things. We have Amanda Mack, our city manager, here with us today, our outgoing city manager. Unfortunately, Amanda will be advancing her career to Watertown, South Dakota, and so we wanted to give Amanda some time today to talk about Spencer and maybe Watertown in the future and whatever else is in store. We will ask her some questions as we get through the press conference. So just wanted to give you some updates here. We have, you'll see some cement work on the trail out at Stolly Pond. I'd like to thank Mike and Bob Rose, Mike Harleman and Bob Rose for all their efforts on that, as well as the contractors who've walked around with them and the Parks Department looking at panels to upgrade and keep the community safe as they bike and walk around the trail. So apologize in advance for the construction, but the repairs are necessary and needed, and I'd like to thank everyone who's donated to that project as well. I believe the community has raised right around $40,000 so far, and the city will be matching that, and we'll hopefully get most of it done this season. It might carry over into next season, but wanted to update you on that. Historic preservation guidelines for about 2 years or so. The commission here in town, Historic Preservation Commission, City Council, Amanda, and the rest of the leadership involved in downtown Main Street have all worked hard to advance the ball on the historic preservation guidelines. We've had some questions about, are those mandated, are they ordinances, and the answer to that is no. The intent of the historic preservation guidelines, because we have a historic building downtown and many of the buildings are significant contributors to the architecture of that, we wanted to give the building owners some good guidelines if they want to do rehab, updates, how they can do that appropriately to their building and not jeopardize the historical aspect of the buildings. And so we will be moving those forward later this summer to make them official, and so just wanted to update you on that. Food Truck Fridays, the Park Board has a new program to try to increase the number of people out and about in our public areas this summer, and so Food Truck Fridays will happen in East Leach Park. So pay attention to that. I did just notice today that I believe the Clay County Trails Association is hosting a bike ride, a glow ride this Friday, I believe, 28th. And so get on Facebook, register for that, go down to the park and enjoy the food and fellowship. The Green Industrial Park, we've had some interest in a project out there, so hopefully sometime in the next couple of months or springtime maybe, we might see some dirt moved out there. But appreciate everybody's interest in advancing economic development in our community, whether it's the Spencer Economic Development Commission, the corridor, our city council, city staff, interested people in putting projects up. Wanted to update you on that. Our rocket slide, historic rocket slide, is currently being renovated and refinished. Wanted to thank Eric Johansson and Brad Smith and the Parks Department for all their work and efforts. Hopefully, I think this summer later, maybe sooner than later, you'll see the rocket slide go up and it's going to look brand new. Local businesses have been working hard to refurbish the fiberglass and metal and repaint and bring it up to safety code, so that will be in East Leach Park as well. We are still looking for funding. We've raised between $30,000 and $40,000 right now, I think closer to 40, but in order to totally complete the project, the $40,000 will pay about for the renovation of the materials, but we have another $25,000 to $40,000 worth of material to put in around the slide to keep it safe. So if you'd like to donate to the program, please contact Jared at the Parks Department or Give Butter, I believe, / Save the Rockets. You can donate online as well. So see the Facebook page for that or call City Hall. We get you in the right direction. The Lakes Corridor Economic Development Corporation is currently in the search for a new CEO. We're excited to have the opportunity to welcome someone to the community, hopefully within the next month or two, and they're a key component of our economic development, and so we'll have big transition with the city manager as well as the CEO of the corridor, both transitioning this summer, but it's an exciting time as well, and hopefully some energy will come in to that position. Wanted to update you on a recent vote that we did on our waste treatment facility. It is in need of some upgrades. We voted, it was just under a $4 million project. I believe it was a $3.8, $3.9 million upgrade The good news is the reason that we need these upgrades is the demand on the treatment plant continues to increase. And so we continue to keep the facilities where they need to be. And in the future, there'll be more infrastructure needed at the plant, but that project will be occurring in the near future. City manager search, Amanda, we can certainly talk about this a little later, but Amanda, June 5th, is it? 4th. We can't keep you till Saturday. Friday, June 4th will be Amanda's last day, and we are in the process right now of developing the profile and the exact dates and next steps for our city manager search. We have a new HR full-time person, Jessica Wright, on staff. That's a little different than last time or any previous time. We haven't had a full-time human resource person on staff, and so Jessica's working really hard with the council and the key staff to outline the process. We're looking, I believe, a 70 to 90 day window. Hopefully we should be pretty well into the process. We'll finalize some things in the next few weeks, but just appreciate everybody's effort and everybody in the community as well. We will be reaching out, getting input from the community, what the qualities and what's important to you as you look to a new leader in the city manager position. So we certainly thank Amanda for all of her time the last 3.5, seems like 4 years. We've done so many projects. And like I said, we'll be getting into some questions with Amanda here at the end.
I can't wait.
The storm sewer project out by Westfield by IGL, which is west of town. You'll see some dirt moving in the future. The reason for that is we need to run storm sewer for that housing development that's going in where the trailer park used to be out by Pivot Point, now used to be the Eaton Corporation, Sheriff's Department, that parcel of land out there. So when you see the big heavy earth moving equipment and big pipes going in the ditch to the river, that's what that is. It's storm sewer for the project out there. So we can't have growth without developers, and we certainly appreciate all the dirt that's moving and the new opportunities for people to find housing in our community leading to that project. One of the more common street complaints that I've received since I have been mayor is on 4th Street. 4th Street West specifically is wearing out, and so the good news is we're doing a resurfacing project. I'm sure you followed that in the press, but from roughly about the cemetery area and then back east across Grand Avenue for a couple blocks, that entire area will be resurfaced, and so we look forward to having a new surface to roll on. Before we get into the questions, I'd also like to follow up on the tragic accident that occurred recently at the Menards intersection on Highway 71. We talked about that at the council meeting, but I would like the public to know that first and foremost, we take public safety in the community very seriously, and we are saddened by the loss of life, and unfortunately it's not the first time we've had that happen at that intersection, and so a couple things have occurred. I've spoken with State Representative Megan Jones, who was also very proactive in dealing with the Department of Transportation, encouraging them to look at that intersection. Our police chief, Mark Warburton, has been in contact with the Department of Transportation and has not only officially requested a study to be done on that intersection, but a study to be done on the Highway 71 and Walmart and McDonald's intersection as well. That can be a little dicey as it comes to turning traffic and speed limits and just overall safety. And so if we're going to study one, we'd like to study both. I'm happy to report that the Department of Transportation has been very receptive. They're starting the study. In fact, they started the beginning phases of their study already. And we would anticipate that to last probably 2 to 3 months or so, and then we'll have more information for the community moving forward on that. But I wanted to let you know that we are actively moving forward, trying to make those intersections basically, safe. That's a simple word, but it's an important word. And what's important to know is that we don't have the command authority as the city of Spencer to just go make changes to those intersections because it is a state highway. The Department of Transportation is in charge of how traffic is managed, and we're in charge then of any infrastructure updates. One of the questions I've had is if there are stoplights or changes or modifications, who owns that, pays for that. So the city would own that infrastructure and manage that infrastructure, but it's authorized by the state of Iowa. So that's how that works. So we are in partnership with them studying those areas. And so With that, I'll turn it over to Amanda, and then I'll have some exit interview questions for you.
Oh boy. Well, thanks, Mayor. I guess I don't have a lot to say other than I appreciate the opportunity to just get to say thank you to the community at large. My family and I have really loved our time here in Spencer, and we have made lifelong friends, and we will miss this community a lot. But we'll be back. We'll be back to visit, and of course we'll be back to attend the fair. But again, I just want to say thank you for welcoming us so kindly, but also for the professional opportunity that Spencer gave me, almost 4 years ago. I've learned so much about myself as an individual and as a leader, and have been challenged in ways that I didn't know I would be, and that's a good thing. And I will be forever grateful for that. So that's all I'm going to say, because then I get emotional. It's just not helpful for anyone. So I will try to answer your exit interview questions, Mayor.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So if we get a time machine, we go back about 4 years. You're in Canton, South Dakota. What did you know about Spencer, Iowa?
I knew that Spencer had the Clay County Fair. That was it.
That was it?
That was it.
As the job professional opportunity became open, what were some, when you did your research, what were some things about the community that you found intriguing or interesting?
Well, I mean, the fair is always an intriguing thing when you think about the size of the community and what a large enterprise that is. But what I really found out in researching was just this really true spirit of volunteerism, and people really do put time and resources into making things come to fruition that they want to see. I've been in other communities where they talk about that, but that's not really the reality, and that really is true here. I was also intrigued by the fact that Spencer was a hub. Now Canton, was a suburb of Sioux Falls, and so growth there was challenging. You either were absorbed by it or really, really had to push hard. And Spencer was just very different. And so those were the things that I really was excited about. And it's beautiful. Spencer is a beautiful community when you drive through it. Even when you drive through town, areas that people who are coming to visit might not think to see. It's well kept, it's safe, and those were things that just really kind of stood out to us.
So as you got your feet wet here, what were some of your takeaways in the early days of your tenure here?
Oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. May have been one of them. Let's see. The thought that I had about people being willing to invest their time really was accurate, which was a good thing. I thought that I had, a real understanding on staff management, and not that I didn't, but this was such a different level than I had ever been in, that I wish I had known more. So I've really had to grow and kind of learn as I go in that area. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else.
So you've encouraged a lot of different initiatives, pushed for changing of some thought processes. What are some of the fun projects that you've launched, executed, seen through the process? What are some fun things that you take from here?
Yeah. So, when we did the Grow Spencer Commission early on, that was really fun, and that brought us our new logo and our city image, I guess, if you will, which I think sets the tone for the work that we try to do. Something that I've had the most fun with, well, there's two things. One, on the community and partner side, is really getting to know our economic development partners and bringing them together and kind of working through that economic development plan has been very beneficial, I think, for them, for us as a city, for me personally. On the internal side, we've really spent a lot of time working through how we develop our own people, and I am really proud of that. I think our employees understand how important they are to the work that we do. And that maybe wasn't a priority in the past, and I will forever be proud of that, that they know that they're valued and play a really key role. So just rolling out, different training opportunities and our new evaluation system, and becoming that employer of choice.
What are some things you think we need to make sure we focus on as we move forward?
Oh boy, that's good. That's a really good question. I think continuing to focus on staff development will only make the work that you do stronger. As a community, I would be hyper-focused on housing, especially upper story. There's just a huge opportunity there, and with federal dollars potentially coming in from the COVID money, there's just, like I said, a real opportunity to be creative and meet some of those housing needs, and really can put Spencer on the map. We've done a good job over the last several years of filling the commercial and retail spaces, and now you need to create that organic foot traffic that helps with that. So that's what I would focus on.
Last question.
Oh, God. Okay.
So somewhere out there, there's some families, whether they're young or old or recently retired or recently graduated, who are looking for a community to live in.
Okay.
They're thinking about Spencer. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to strongly consider Spencer. I'd come and spend some time. Especially young families, the park system is phenomenal. It was certainly a draw for us. My kids are park connoisseurs and have been to every park in town numerous times. But just really get to know the people. That is the thing that we will miss the most, is the people. You can really find your niche here, and really find ways to be connected and involved in any activity that you really want, whether it's through service clubs or volunteering at the fair, sports. The connection to the lakes is nice, but that wasn't necessarily a draw for us. It's an added benefit. We get to live here and love life here, and occasionally go up there and have a little fun. So I would never shy away from living in Spencer again. If the opportunity came up and it was right for us and our family, we would come back in a heartbeat.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, I would encourage you all, if you'd like to reach out to Amanda before she leaves on June 4th. She's at City Hall. You can email her, call her, contact her. And so we thank you for your time and for choosing Spencer, first to apply and then take the job. And we look forward to watching you grow and prosper in Watertown.
Thank you.
So with that, reminder, the 150th celebration of Spencer is happening during FlagFest. Contact the chamber or go to the website, FlagFest website, for all the details on that. We look forward to having a vibrant celebration in the community. Food Truck Fridays, I believe, is coming up, the first one this Friday, and so get out. And
This one is at Deerfield.
At Deerfield?
Yep.
Okay, this one's at Deerfield Park. So there we go. That's all. We will see you next month.